Okay, welcome to the March 9th, 2023 Recreation Committee meeting. Councilman Wagersback and I was going to say Councilman Coach are here, Councilman Thomas is here, and Councilman Turner is here. Mr. Robert is not present. Coach,
He just pulled up.
oh, you just pulled up, okay. Coach, you lead us in the invocation?
Yes, sir. Let's bow our heads, please. Heavenly Father, as we come and assemble ourselves, once again, we're very grateful and very thankful to be here. And we ask, Lord, that you bless each and every person under the sound of my voice. We bless those that are not here tonight. We ask that you bring upon a blessing upon the parish of Ascension. Bless the meeting tonight and allow us to get home safe and sound as we leave this place tonight. In your name we pray, and we all say amen.
Amen.
Pledge
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Public comment period. If you'd like to make a comment, you have 3 minutes. Please go fill out the yellow or green card. You can hand it to Ricky Compton, who's sitting over there and giggling. And we move on to general business. We have a director's report.
All right, it's good to see everybody again. I'm pretty sure we got the same crowd we have back when I first started a couple years ago on this committee, so got the gang back together. Good to see y'all. So you can tell I brought some folks with me tonight. We're going to kind of bounce around on some of this just to give some other folks a chance to speak, because y'all know I can get long-winded as well, and we're going to kind of bounce around, get some expertise. So, and I know there's a couple people y'all probably haven't met or may not have heard from in a long time. So I'll go ahead and say, I know y'all know our Assistant Director, Ms. Tom Play over here. Right behind me, we have Ms. Rachel Farah. She's our new project manager, so she'll be giving some updates on that. And in the back, we've got Mr. Jeff Sanders, who is our supervisor over recreation grounds maintenance. And so they'll kind of be chipping in and then answering some questions if y'all have them and all that. So we'll kind of go ahead and get started with our youth sports updates. Looking at winter and spring, we have had over 4,000 participants either register or play in the sports that we have going on right now, and we're actually showing some pretty big numbers and some improvement in some of these. So I think Michelle wanted to talk a little bit about basketball first with West Ascension basketball, maybe some AYBA.
So like Michael said, it's good to see you all again. First, we're going to start off with our 8-year-old All-Stars, our Biddy basketball in Donaldsonville. We'll go to Thibodaux this weekend to play in the Nationals. They snatched the regional last weekend at St. John the Baptist. So this is a super talented group of young men, and we want to make sure to wish them the best of luck as they go to Nationals this weekend. This is kind of like their World Series, so we're really proud of that group of kids. Not this weekend coming, but the following weekend in West Ascension, we're set to host both the boys and girls 11 and 12-year-old regionals at home, while our 9 and 10-year-old division will travel to New Orleans East for their regional tournament. So we want to wish all of these kids, good luck. The regionals are coming up, and that will, they'll either qualify for nationals or not. But we're super excited about how far they've come after COVID. Their numbers were 214 this year. It was a good season for us. On a side note, we have our LED sign in Donaldsonville. We just wanted to mention real quick, we know it's blank. We're working on it. We had an electrician go out and look at it. It does have power to it, so we have to have the company itself come out and repair whatever it is. So we just want to let y'all know, if you pass by and there's nothing on it, that's why. Moving on to AYBA basketball, this will be the last weekend of AYBA. The coaches are set to have a coaches game on the 12th, so we should have mentioned them earlier in our prayers to leave their youth at home and just play for fun. On a different note for AYBA, this year is going to be a little bit different from them, as they are going to do like an in-house all-star. So that'll be exciting to see. And that's my basketball report, so if y'all have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Nope, don't see any.
Perfect.
All right, and then moving on to baseball. AP Baseball has just now kicked off with some of their games. We were actually out there at the park last night to see Lathan the Kid umpire, so there are some pictures going around of that. It was actually a ton of fun, and he was a really good kid, and actually called a really good game, so dude knows what he's doing too. Maybe we can get him on the payroll and get him out there doing some of that. But AP Baseball does have, they are experiencing record numbers this year as well, with a 1,190 registered, and then, yeah, so they're just now hitting it and getting started up, and everything's going well so far. AYSA, so on the softball side of things, they also are experiencing a good bit of growth right now, and they have 553 registered. So we're doing big things on the softball side as well out there at Butch Gore. I did also want to say that that Ascension Flight, they're continuing to do their thing, and they are looking good. We've actually had several people talking about how good the fields are looking out there as well. And they have about 1,300 registered through their programs right now, and everything seems to be up and running, going smoothly. So I think we're right where we need to be with all of our youth sports, and I think it's showing that we continue to grow, and there's probably a little bit more room for growth, and I think we'll kind of keep being able to serve the youth of Ascension Parish well as we go forward. So we're very excited about that. Anything else on youth sports?
Yeah, Michael, I've got a couple people that want to ask questions.
Okay.
Councilman Robert.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about the umpires for baseball. I know you brought up our famous umpire, but I'm just asking about the other ones, how we're doing as far as having them show up for games, et cetera, et cetera. I know it's been problems in the past.
Yeah, so baseball, as far as I know, this year and in the past 2 years, they've been pretty successful. They've had plenty, not an excess of umpires, but they've been able to get the ones out they needed. I know softball in general, they tend to struggle. So if you or anyone else would love to come umpire and be an official, we can get you signed up for a sports official. We definitely need some more, so it would be great to have some more people for that. They make it, they get by, but we're pretty thin on that one for sure.
And it's just something I bring up because, I mean, years ago when Harrison played parish ball, I mean, it was a deal that you have to do. I mean, it's not necessarily the most praiseworthy job you can find, but if we need to do something to get some more people hired or to get another contract to get this, 'cause I know it can struggle when you have parents out there having to umpire, if you have a parent willing to umpire at the game, So just kind of keep an eye on it, and
Okay.
if we need to find something, see what we can do to do that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Coach Thomas.
Yes, sir. I deleted not to, Miss Michelle. I wanted to comment on the basketball, but it went so quick I couldn't.
I know.
Went real quick.
I'm fast
So,
like that, Coach.
Yes, I wanted to really thank the director, Mr. Jerry Butler. He's doing a good job over there. Also, the officials that we've been having throughout the whole year, they've been excellent. Been doing a super job. The coaches that we have, they've been working real hard, and I really want to commend those coaches for doing such a great job. And also, we definitely had our parents' participation that was really participating, being there, supporting the kids, and having a lot of fun. Also, pitching in, keeping things together in the gym and making sure everything is in order. So we want to thank those parents, the officials, coaches, and the director for doing such a great job this year. And we had a blast. It's not over yet, but I just wanted to thank those.
Yeah, and I
those
guess we
individuals.
also should mention that we started in the new upgraded facility, so that's been a lot of fun. No leaks, no nothing. It's been a good season all the way around, and we're super proud of these kids.
And we had, I should say, we had a lot of comments on the repairs at the Lemon Center from the different parishes that was coming to visit and play.
Good.
They was really impressed on the improvement that we made at the Lemon Center. So thank everybody. We appreciate it.
Okay, any more questions for that section? Okay, moving on to the recreation grounds maintenance.
Yeah, so just kind of wanted to give a little update on recreation grounds maintenance. So this crew has been really hard at work. I know we had kind of hit on it a little bit last year, and we were just noticing how improved the field quality in particular was. And that's just done nothing but get even better. So we were very active this past year, and I'm sure Jeff can talk a little bit more about it, but in terms of identifying the grass that we want, and eliminating everything else that we don't want, turning over the fields, making sure that they are in great condition and ready to be played. And again, I was out at Stevens last night. It looked great. We've been by all the parks, and everything is just top-notch, ready to roll for all our season to get going. And so, yeah, they've been, aside from just getting the ball fields and grass and the fields conditioned and ready to go, they've also been hard at work doing a bunch of projects in terms of park beautification projects, cleaning up some tree limbs and things like that. They've also been going around the parish, and you'll probably see them when you go out, installing these trash can holsters so that we don't have trash cans getting moved all over the place. We have them in convenient spots that are easy for them to clean up, so hopefully we can keep everything contained and keep the parks clean and looking good. So they've got a ton of projects that they're working on in-house to try to clean up and make everything look real nice. So they're hard at work and ready to roll, and we got a lot more coming up, especially as we start baseball, softball season.
Very good. Any questions? Nope, moving on. Ascension Gomo.
So I was going to say that part of, the fact that they're able to do all of this is that our grounds maintenance team is able to take on all these extra projects, or when we started putting some of this mowing out to contracts. So I think Ricky wants to talk a little bit more about where we're going from there with the Ascension Go Mow project.
Thank you. So when we were visiting with Lafayette Parish Consolidated Government, looking at how they are doing some of their drainage projects, one of the things that they mentioned was that they use an application to bid out their mowing. They're bidding out over 300 locations a year for mowing. We currently have 38 locations that are open for bid right now. We have vendors who have applied to become bidders in the system. It all closes next Wednesday, and we're hopeful that all 38 of our sites will get a bid. I sent a reminder email to all the vendors. But the way it works is kind of like a reverse eBay, where we set what we think the job is worth. And what we did is we took the price we paid last year and we added a percentage to that. That's the starting bid. So if somebody wants to do it for that price, they can bid that. If another vendor comes and says, you know what, I can do that for $5 or $10 less, they can underbid. And everyone sees the current low bid when they log into the app. So it's a really cool thing, and we're hopeful that not only do we continue to receive great service, but we get a competitive price.
That's cool. I like that.
You have some fake names over there, underbid, and see if you can get it down some?
No, we do not do that.
Oh, God help me.
I'm just making sure. It's not-
Okay, do we have any questions on illegally underbidding mowing projects? Joel? Okay, no. Park upgrades and upcoming projects. Wow, this is a beautiful chart, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So you can thank Ms. Farah back here for that. She's been working hard on this, and I got to tell you, we're super excited about it. We always sit here and talk about how many things we have going on and how many projects we have planned, and obviously y'all have seen the budget and what we're looking forward to this year. But now to have a lot of this all put together and to have our own project manager dedicated to making sure that these are going the way that they're supposed to go, that's very exciting for us. This is quite a large list. Basically what you have in front of you, these are all the, basically anything that was put in our construction budget, plus all the American Rescue Plan Act funded projects, and then a few other things that are probably a little larger than just our normal site work at parks that we would do in-house ourselves. So there are a few things on here. There's quite a few things on here, and I'll be happy to answer any questions about anything that you have in front of you.
We have a question from Coach Thomas first.
Yes, I have, I'm looking at the chart.
Mhm.
I have Lemonville with nothing, no,
Flip on the backside, there's some back there. Lemonville this year will be getting, and again, remember, these are our larger purchases, our big playground, our big upgrades. They will be getting an inclusive playground, and we'll be starting that,
Okay.
actually here pretty soon. We'll start reaching out to the playground vendor about getting that and putting that in that location. They also, I believe, are due for some restroom renovations. So
Yeah.
they do have a few things.
Also, Mr. King, I know we mentioned and talked about the finding property for the A-bin,
Yes, sir.
A-bin situation, finding a place for a park within that area and trying to find a reasonable spot other than in the back of the lane.
Right.
Somewhere on the highway, on 18. Had we come any closer in finding that,
We have not, but I'd love to take a minute to kind of ride out there with you. Maybe we can look around and see what you think might be the best location for that, and maybe figure out who owns the land or what we can do to try to acquire some of that, because we do need to get on that for sure.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I have one or two questions. So, Rachel, are you in charge of all of these?
Right, oh, bear with me here.
Oh, let's see.
Yes, but honestly, I've been working with Michelle, Michael, Mr. Randy, who is the project manager. He's my supervisor, and with Jeff as a team, trying to work through it right now. You know, we're just going through the planning phases right now, but it looks like a lot, but I can tell you is if we plan it correctly and we proceed forward with our plans, it's not as bad as it looks.
I just want to make sure that you're not overwhelmed, because it seems like a tremendous amount of work there.
Not yet,
Okay,
not yet.
good.
So there, Councilman Lawler, there is quite a bit on that list, you know, it does look like that, but I think what we've been working on is identifying how we're going to start and stagger those to kind of make sure that we have the right plan for the right projects that we're going to actually be able to accomplish them, you know, under budget and make sure that we have it at the right rate of speed going forward before we kind of go off and do all of them at the same time. So that's kind of what Rachel, Michelle, Jeff, and I have been looking at when we were kind of going over this whole project list.
So I put together a Gantt chart just to see how everything fell out. So what we're trying to do is, it's like a master schedule to make sure that the projects, you're not doing everything right now, and then, you know, the rest of the year, you're trying to manage construction for all of these projects. I mean, everything has to be planned around the seasons that we have and the available time slots to where we minimize the disruption to the parish programs that we have. So just so y'all know, I have been putting together a schedule to make sure that my time is utilized in the best manner.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm going to pass the mic, Dow Wagasback, Councilman Wagasback.
Yeah, I had a question, Michelle, this might be for you. And I'm just thinking back, I know I wasn't on recreation last year, so I might have missed it, but did we, I know that a couple folks had reached out about the Butch Gore bathroom, and I know, didn't we dig a water line out there? Like are the bathrooms in better shape now? I know they said they had a water problem, that was the problem with trying to keep them.
So that should be, is that on our project list? It should be. We just actually finished the requisition. I think was it last night? Was it this past council?
Yeah, the contracts went through, were approved at last month's finance meeting. So we are running that water line out there, and we're ready to roll. It's just as soon as Ascension Water can get through and do it. But that has been done. There were two issues. One of them was with the restrooms themselves, and we did make some upgrades to those restrooms with the toilets and sinks and different things like that.
Okay.
But if we don't get the water line, it won't fix the overall problem.
Right.
So that's what's coming next, and
Okay.
that will be done this year. So we are super excited to have that ready to go.
Okay. No, I just wanted to ask, I remember somebody asking me about it, so
Yep.
good. And all these are, like, all this is budgeted for this year?
Yes. With the exception of, there's some work to be done at the Ascension Gym, the old section of the gym.
Right.
And we're working with facility maintenance on how to get funding for that to make a few repairs.
Okay.
So,
And I know I'm looking like far out, but with the foundation being almost approved, I mean, when we start getting those funds, I mean, do you have something past this, like, to start?
yeah, so I'm also hoping that that does come and take up some of these, and so that we can redirect some of those. Or as we get started in it, we're finding, I mean, some of these anticipated construction costs are more than what was budgeted, and instead of cutting, I'd love to be able to work with them to say, hey, we can do some extra turf or something like that at Butch Gore. Let's go ahead and work with a company to go do that. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, and as far as the foundation goes, I'm just asking random questions, but like, do we have a model in place where we have an engine to go to a facility that's in Geismar, and, you know, as, you know, I think they've told us before, they have money that is budgeted corporate-wide. Do we have an engine where they can, you know, come put their name on a building? Are we working on those types of details?
Yes, that is exactly what they are working on right now. So that foundation group, they're last I checked in with them, they were working on a few letters and forms just to make sure that they had all that ready to go present to everybody. And so as we have our project list, we give it to them. They can kind of go say, hey, this is what we have going on. Or as somebody from an outside organization goes to them and they want to do a project, they can then come back to us and we can see where that might fit in. So yes, they are definitely ready and geared up. All we need to do is finalize that CEA, which should go to council next. And then I think they're really ready to roll with it. And they've already kind of started talking to some different groups and making some headway there and getting things set up.
And all the legal language as far as, you know, I'm assuming if we brand a building, you know, the foundation may grab the money, but we have to do something legally to let, you know, we're working on those types of details also.
Yes, and I think that's also why we're looking at doing, so the first CEA that we have with them is just to establish our relationship, basically, that we
Okay.
can work with them on this. The next one, if they go bring a project like that, then we'll do another CEA
Okay.
for that, that'll address those kinds of issues.
Like sponsorship agreements and things
Correct.
like that. Okay, perfect, thank you.
If I can add in a little bit of that, because I've been working with them on it. Part of what we're looking at also is, you know, we have all these projects, and by way of example, I was talking to Mark Peters, who does a lot of tennis coaching, and plays tennis a lot. At Duplessis Park, we have two beautiful new courts, and I know I've talked to Michael, there's talk about adding more, but we don't have any shade. So part of what and when I say shade, I mean like a pavilion for parents if their kids are playing, or if you're not playing, you want to rest. We don't have anywhere for people to sit. So what we'd like to do is get to the point where we can, you know, maybe have that designed, either the parish pay for it, or we go to the foundation, they say, this is a project we want to do, let's see how we can first get at least a basic design of it, to then take it to somebody and say, hey, this is what we're dreaming of doing. We want you to make this dream a reality, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But the goal is to make it very professional, that we're not just going to them saying, give us money. We actually have identified plans, we have renderings of it to really show, hey, this is what it's going to look like, and this is what your name will look like on this shade canopy or whatever it may be.
Okay. Great.
Okay, Coach Thomas.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. King, I'd like to, if this wouldn't be a problem, to give me an update on the La Field situation for us prioritizing the projects that we were working on as we speak.
So that La Field has not been added to this list, so everybody's up to speed. What we're doing right there, we've been going back and forth. There is a CEA that's currently sitting with the city of Donaldsonville regarding those capital outlay funds that I believe we've been talking back and forth about. And so that should be coming back, and we'll run it through council. But then as soon as we get that CEA together, that's when we start working with Ascension Catholic, City of Donaldsonville, and ourselves, all coming up with that priority list. And basically, it'll allow them to do some work at our facility, and we will go through and monitor what that is and write what those priorities are. I know grandstand and lights are definitely at the top of that list, and then there's some other work that we definitely need to be doing as well.
Now, we talked about the bathrooms and concession stand and so to speak with the lights.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely be on my list of things for sure. Right up there at the top, they absolutely need some work. And we'll keep doing it as long as the money's there. And we'll go through and try to scope out how much it's going to be for each individual project on that, and go through and basically do what we've done with this on all those and see what we can get done with what we have budgeted or in that budget, and then go from there and see where we might need additional.
Again, you talked about the city of Donaldsonville. Is that the holdup for us moving forward on getting
It's
something?
moving forward, yeah. We had it for a while, we made some adjustments, and it's gone back. So it's that normal back and forth until we get a final document we can present.
All right, thank you.
Well, Coach, thank you. Councilman Robert?
Yeah, I see the Cluette Park has an addition in the fourth quarter of disc golf.
Yes.
That's cool. That's our parish's first facility, correct?
So we have had in the past 2 9-hole courses, one at Lamar Dixon and then one at Youth Legacy Duplessis Park. And over time, it just has kind of, the one at Lamar Dixon has just kind of faded back into the trees. The one at Duplessis has lost some of the baskets. So we are going to be renovating those 2, but this will be the first, probably, I believe we should be able to get 18 holes out there. So that'll be the first one of those.
Okay, and that brings me up to just a few above the list. Paula Park, Butch Gore Park, Richard Brown Park in Gosmer, Hillaryville. You're doing walking trails and all of those, which is great. And possibly think about doing some disc golf on one of those walking trails or a couple of them. Since you're going through, I know a lot of the work and a lot of the money in that's got to be making the actual trails to have the course. So that'd be cool to maybe see maybe 9 holes here or there.
Yeah, we will absolutely investigate that.
And then Councilman Lawler brought up shade. And it's something that all of our parks need more of. I know some of them have, but trees. We need to plant a lot of trees, and we need to plant them today.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a right way to do that. So we could even do, like you're saying, with the foundation. I mean, you can have some companies and people come in there and plant huge amounts, new live oaks, different, screening trees and whatnot.
Yeah, so, and I'm glad you said that. That is something the foundation is actively looking at. They wanted kind of their whole first year, their big campaign was all about providing shade, whether it be through shade structures, but primarily through trees and different things like that, going out and doing that. They've also already worked with a group from Leadership Ascension. The group Elevate Ascension is theirs this year, and so what they're looking at is a lot of just that, planting trees. So they've already done one project out at Paula Park. They planted 8, I want to say, it was either 10 or 20 gallon live oaks out there already. So they're already moving on that and trying to do a few more parks while they can right now. And then I think that's something we're going to try to keep going into the future.
Awesome. And even those smaller trees, I mean, believe it or not, I've planted hundreds of trees. And I mean, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just take the little, when the acorns and whatnot fall from the live oaks, you have your little springs come up. You take those and you plant them in small areas and you just put some little wires around them, let weeds grow up in them, whatever you want. And 5 years from now, you'll have live oaks going all amongst there. I mean, not saying it'll look great now, but I mean, little work, little money, and it'll be a huge deal in the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Appleseed.
Acorn man. Joel Acorn man.
I saw Joel at Lowe's carrying trees by the tops.
Actually, I had 6 of them.
The lady said, I've never seen somebody carry trees like that.
Apparently, she hasn't seen many people carry trees.
But yeah, Michael, Mr. King, Director King, was right. That's one of the first things that we're talking about with the foundation is to go to all the parks, identify where we can plant not just trees, but other greenery and things like that to make it look really nice. There are opportunities also to, we have some areas that we may want to kind of cover up so people don't see as much, and planting azaleas and things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're
look
going
at
to try and
City
do
Park
that.
in New Orleans and things. I mean, that's 100 years plus ago. I mean, we have a future. Why don't we want to see that in our years?
We're going to do it.
Thank you.
And we'll expect you there to carry the trees for us.
I want to dig the holes.
You got it, bud.
Good deal.
That's on camera. Joel
Right,
wants to
yeah.
dig the holes.
With the backhoe.
We'll have a
or
personalized shovel
excavator.
ready for you.
Councilman Thomas.
Yes, I missed the Jim Omri. Mr. King,
I'm
what's the
sorry?
update on the Jim Omri?
The armory,
Yeah, the Omri, what's going on with it?
we're meeting with an architect right now to discuss basically what we're changing on the inside. So we've already done mechanical, we've met with mechanical and electrical. So now we're working on the rest of the building and what kind of changes we may have to make on the inside to make for the rooms that we anticipate coming.
Okay.
So it should be on there,
I don't
on
see
that second page. Nope, yeah, the first one at the very top of the second page.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't see it, all right. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a question. I'm sorry, Coach, you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off. The project schedule status, we see that some are on schedule. We have one that's behind. What do the blanks signify?
I think the blanks on that one are because we are just now starting to kind of figure out on those restrooms, what type, and basically we have some designs that we already own. We can do prefab, or we might just be remodeling some. So those are blank because we just quite honestly haven't started in that and quite figured all that out. We just started looking at it. And then that would probably be the same for these on the back. I mean, I could write on schedule because we haven't really started anything on it yet, so it's still on schedule. But that's kind of why that happened, because we just haven't, if you see, look under that first column after the notes, it kind of tells you when we're looking at starting the design process, or the designs, that's your design schedule. So really, there isn't much until then.
Okay. Is there anything that you need from us to move those forward?
I don't think so, actually. I think, what's that?
Some money.
Some money.
I tried. These two. One other one, let's see, where was it? The one that's behind, and I know why it's behind, the Dutchtown splash pad. I know we've been working on that for a long time, trying to get that done. What is the cost difference that we're running up against still?
So the last time it was bid out would have been last year, and it came in, yeah, it came in well over $1 million, and we have $750,000 budgeted for that. And that was even with having things listed as alternates, so just the basics on that. So what we've been doing since then is exploring other options, whether we buy some of these items on state contract and bid out some of the work, the site work to be done. We're actually having another meeting on that next Monday to determine, are we gonna just put it out to bid again one more time, just to see where we're at, or what we're doing from there. But I expect I think we say we're gonna be working on this right now, so we're ready to roll, and we wanna see some progress, so we're trying to get that done.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it could also be a money issue, and we all know that the cost of things have gone up, and if we
Exactly.
keep the budget the way it was, it doesn't really make sense for us. We may have to put more money into that. So let's talk about that, because that's something that's been talked about for a long time.
Okay.
And when we do a partnership with the library that's giving us this property, I hate to have somebody that we're having a partnership with just kind of sit there waiting for us. So if we have to put more money into that, I'm sure we can find some money in the budget somewhere, maybe not this budget,
Not this one.
but elsewhere, to make sure that gets done, because that'd be really nice to have. It won't be done before the summer.
Right.
Real quick, just while I got you here, we talked a little bit about it, and I want to kind of mention it to bring it to the attention of the general public who's watching this. But the opportunity to get snowball stands and things on our parks for summertime. I know we talked a little bit about that. We're working through some things. Is that something we'll have ready
Yes,
for summer? Okay.
yes, absolutely.
So I think public would just love to have that. Sticky kids at parks are always positive.
Yeah, we'll definitely have that ready to go by the summer. I mean, the ordinance has already passed. We're trying to finalize a couple of documents, and then I think we go ahead and just push out and try to recruit. We haven't had anybody reach out yet, but we haven't talked about this in a while, so it might be a good time to start reaching out.
Yeah, maybe we can talk to Channel 21 too, and just do something to I mean, a lot of
Seems
people.
like it'd be a problem to find somebody to take
Well, no,
that spot.
That's what I'm saying. We have snowball stands. A lot of people own them, and to have it at a park is
Oh,
just
yeah.
such a prime location. So
And
I
that's
think-
not just snowballs. I mean, again, we did it so
Yeah.
that was mobile food vendors, so anybody with with a, I mean, obviously that meets the requirements, with a trailer or a truck can reach out and we can get you set up as a vendor.
Yes. Maybe we can get some airtime on Channel 21 to let people know, because it's a really cool opportunity, especially when you do like, I think, a tournaments, like the Biddy tournament, things like that.
I wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Coach, I'm sorry.
To go on, excuse me, the, Ms. Michelle, Mr. King, that we get some coverage on the tournaments that we've been having in Donaldsonville on the West Bank,
Coach's Corner.
that we, well, they won't let me have Coach's Corner. So I'd like to have, some coverage on 21, for the, tournaments that we having. To have someone come over and maybe do a little skit, a little shot on our kids. Not me,
Request
on the
that.
kids.
Right, yeah, we can reach out.
Yeah, reach out to those kids and the parents and, have them, with 21, have somebody come and just do a skit or just to give them some coverage.
Yes, sir.
That's next weekend. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions on the upgrades? I'd like to do this once a month. I know it sounds laborious, but, when you have your eyes on something, it continues to move. We did that in Move Ascension pretty well, and when people's eyes are on things, they continue to work on it. Plus, it lets us know and the public know where we are on things and what they can expect in the future.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Let's see, item 5, upcoming events and program opportunities.
Yeah, so I want to start with something super awesome that has just kind of blown up here like it has everywhere else. It's a group called Pickleball, and the AP is the one that actually runs it over here. But pickleball is just growing like crazy. And I definitely want to invite y'all to come out sometime. It's a ton of fun. I've been playing myself some. I used to play tennis growing up, and it's fun to kind of make that transition into that as well. Not that I can't play tennis anymore, but it's still something to to do beside that. But this group, they are awesome, man. They have a ton of fun. Right now, there's a group that meets in Donaldsonville out at the tennis courts at South Louisiana Fairgrounds. And then this group in particular meets at the Ascension Gym at Lamar Dixon. They meet every Monday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to about 11:30 or noon. They usually tend to stay a little longer than they say because they're just all having a great time. And then also on Tuesday evenings from 5 to 8. So I know they would love to see some of y'all there. They get a good group. They've got 8 courts running, and they usually have a pretty decent waiting list right now before they can get everybody out on the court. But they do a great job organizing it and getting people rolling. So it's a ton of fun. Next up, Michelle, if you want to talk about the senior sock hop, I know that's your big one.
Baby, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Garney Gotro Senior Sock Hop is back. Our January Mardi Gras sock hop was sponsored by Council on Aging, and we had more than 600 people there. We were scattering at the last minute to borrow tables and chairs from Lamar Dixon, and I thought I had it set because I had just ordered 200 more chairs and 40 more tables. It didn't cut it. Next, we're going to have to look for a new facility. We've migrated from Centennial Park, where it used to be, to the gym at Lamar Dixon, and you may have to build me a bigger building to continue this program. The seniors really enjoy it. So after taking the month of February off, because it is a short month, it comes back this month on March 31st. TR Waste is going to sponsor it. TR Waste is a company that we've just become familiar with, and I'm happy to have them as partners, and I'm happy to report that they have this handy new little bar lock system on their dumpsters, and we have not seen a sofa or a couch in months. So we're really, let's knock on wood because we'll find one tomorrow. Y'all know how overgrown and it was just a mess. So we're really happy about that. We are still, this is my sales pitch. We are still looking for some sponsors to help this event. If you know anyone or if you would like to sponsor a senior sock hop, we do have a few months left open for the year. This is a big deal for our seniors. They come from everywhere. We have a live band. We serve them lunch. And it is just a good time to see that we have to actually keep one wall completely clear so that when the band starts, everybody has a place to put wheelchairs and walkers because those go to the streets when the band starts. So y'all, it's definitely, Chase came out last time. It's definitely something that you want to experience, and I encourage y'all all to come.
And
sponsor.
Michelle's a phenomenal dancer too.
Jerry is too. We tried it.
Maybe next meeting, y'all can show us some moves. We have cameras here.
I think we have video, don't we, Jerry? We'll put a PowerPoint next time. We'll show it.
I'm excited.
Okay, any other questions? Anything else?
No, that would conclude our director and team report.
Okay, then I think that's it.
Motion to adjourn.
You need a motion to adjourn. I think I've got one from Mr. Robert and a second by everybody else. So moved. Great meeting.